A tour with special guests Seether, Saint Asonia, and Tim Montana. All day today, whatever you win from me, I'm throwing in that $100 Circle K gas card, by the way. They're launching their Inner Circle Rewards program, so you can join that in one of their stores. You can go online. And 3 to 6 today, Cleveland and Akron Circle K stores only. They're dropping the price of gas. You're going to save 30 cents a gallon. That is until 6 o'clock today. So you got Stain tickets here and the $100 Circle K gas card. The show is May 17th at MGM Northfield Park. So good luck. Ticketmaster.com for all the info on the show. Car 10, these tickets and the gas card are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Our apologies to second shifters.
All right, here we go, everybody. Let's get to work.
This is no way to start your day.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Comedian Alonzo Bowden stopping by in about an hour. Always good to catch up with him. He's doing tonight through Sunday at Hilarities. Maybe through Saturday. I don't know. Look into it. But he's starting up tonight. Let's catch up with him. Cavs lose in Atlanta last night. Hawks are not a great team, but they're still riding high from that win over the Celtics. So Cavs take tonight off, and then they'll be back here at home tomorrow night to play the Minnesota Timberwolves for a 7:30 tip-off at the Romo Fijo. 7 o'clock is when the pregame coverage will begin on the Buzzard and on the iHeartRadio app. Want to get yourself some appropriate gear at CLE Clothing. Remember, you're going to want to use the promo code CLOVER all through the month of March, 31 days in all. Whether you find yourself in one of their stores, which in my estimation is the superior shopping experience. But if you're lazy, you can do it online. But use Clover, and you get 20% off.
What if they're just busy?
That's fine, too.
Just implying that someone's lazy because they do it online? It sounds smart to me.
I'm one of them.
But it doesn't make you lazy.
The flagship store is right around the corner from us here, and the most recent stuff I bought from CLE Clothing, I bought online.
Oh, you lazy person.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a pejorative. I'm saying, man, if you want to kick back, they don't discriminate. You can use Clover if you find yourself vertical and shopping in one of their stores, or if you find yourself horizontal and shopping in bed.
What if you're shopping?
Go ahead, name a position. You can save 20% off with Clover.
You're running on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Shopping.
Yep. All of it. That's how simple they make it. I grabbed a couple of those Solar Eclipse Tour T-shirts that they put together that look pretty cool. Looks like a Slayer tour shirt. It's got the Path of Totality tour on the back. So anyway, there's all that. If you are watching the show today, you can tip the cap to Buck Nutwick, who's helping out today with some video assistance. Thank you for that. If you want to join us for the Bud Light March Mini Hoops Challenge, there could be $10,000 in it for you. Bill and I are out all month helping you get qualified for the finals, not only here in Northeast Ohio, but one person's going to go to Vegas and compete in that national title. Imagine you came home with $10,000. Bill's going to be in Streetsboro tonight. He's going to be at Chuggers from 7 to 9.
Chuggers. He's
going to be at Frank and Tony's in Willoughby tomorrow night from 7 to 9. And then I'll be at Garage Bar in Willoughby on Saturday night from 7 to 9. But the whole schedule of where we'll be out and about, getting you closer to that $10,000, go to WMMS.com. Just hit the contest page from there. Who is the Tyson v. Paul fight for? Mike Tyson is going to fight Jake Paul. And I don't know who this fight is for. They're going to show it on Netflix. Obviously, these guys are getting big paid.
Oh, Netflix viewers then.
Well, Jake Paul's fans. It's not for Mike Tyson fans.
Well,
no, I think it's for Mike Tyson fans
because
they want them.
They're 30 years apart.
Really, walloped.
Well, again, in my opinion, this is just like the Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. It's
a work? It's just a grift? No.
Well,
That's
that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, Is that all it is?
Yeah, it's just those fights draw in tons of money.
No, I
and
understand, but
there's not going to be
who came up with this, you think?
a promoter.
Well, no. Listen,
Who invented boxing?
the headline could just as easily be Westlake man murdered by Mike Tyson.
But that's not what's going to happen.
Well, just because Mike Tyson is 57 years old doesn't mean the guy forgot how to fight.
What's his weight class?
Well, don't they have to be in the same weight class?
Well,
No, 'cause it's an
no, Jake,
exhibition. They
it's
don't
an
have to fight
exhibition,
him.
yeah. Jake
Oh.
Paul's like what they call him, a cruiserweight.
Mm.
But, Mike Tyson will be 58 years old on fight day.
And Jake Paul's what, 30?
27. They are 30 years apart, yeah.
Could you even feel good about punching someone in the face who's 30 years older?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like,
Yes.
I'm
But
curious.
That's an old man.
Well, it's Mike Tyson.
Even
First of
if
all,
it's-
this is what I'm saying. He's not an old man. He's still Mike Tyson, who
Yeah.
he's 57. He's not 80, right? And I don't pay that close attention to these, but everybody raps on Jake Paul. The big criticism on him is he picks these dudes that are over the hill and then pats himself on the back for beating them. But I mean, yeah, I get that Netflix is trying to get into the live sports space, and it will be streamed live on Netflix on July 20th from the home of the Dallas Cowboys. That's AT&T Stadium. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Now, I understand why Jake Paul would go, yeah, let's do this. I don't understand why Mike Tyson would do this.
Because,
He's got money.
but he spends his money so poorly.
Oh, does he really?
Doesn't he?
On those birds? I mean, what are his expenses?
He
Didn't he have a giant edibles business? Like,
No, he's got one brand, like one strain of edibles. I don't think it's making him the money that he lost.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he famously spent all his money. Through the 2000s, I think he was pretty broke. That's why he was trying to reinvent himself and going
Okay.
on so many podcasts and like making appearances in movies, because I think he ran out of a lot of money.
Does he still have that house out in the sticks
that
here?
thing's been abandoned for
years.
I know it was,
30
but
years.
no. I know it was abandoned, but does he still own that?
I think it's one of those things that's defaulted. And
Oh, he just walked out
yeah,
and let it.
yeah.
Okay.
And I do have,
Fell into disarray, into disrepair.
Why
No.
did he live in Ohio? Was there a particular reason? Did he have family here, or he just wanted to get away?
Probably just hiding from a rape beef.
Well, I think the reason he was out here was because his manager was what's his face,
Don King.
Don King, and so Don King was like, "Hey, you should stay out here, and then you can stay out of the public eye." And so he built that big.
Nobody will
stupid
find
mansion.
you in Ohio.
No
out
one's
there. It
looking
was
for you.
pretty rural, so and it was a different time where there wasn't as much media to go and try and find him. Then
That was Dahmer country, yeah?
no,
Don King is still
I don't
living.
think so.
Wow.
Where was it at?
Huh? I thought that Tyson house was out like in Bath. I thought it was in Dahmer country.
It's
I thought-
further than that.
I thought it was further out.
Was it?
I thought it was like past like Chesterland or something, like further east.
Oh, that's Mary's boyfriend's neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mike Tyson fought a few years ago. He beat Roy Jones Jr., but they are about the same age. And I think it's interesting. Obviously, they'll get a lot of eyeballs.
Right. So that's who it's for. There's
But-
a lot of people that, because it's on Netflix too, and people already have a Netflix subscription, or a Netflix subscription is still way cheaper than a lot of the pay-per-view fights where you have to pay $150 or $200 to watch it.
Yeah.
It's going to get a ton of attention. I'll turn it on. I have Netflix. I'll be like, hey, let's see what's happening.
Wasn't Jake Paul, wasn't he on one of the earlier, he was an undercard on one of the earlier Tyson fights?
I think Logan, wait. Is this Logan or Jake? 'Cause
This
I
is
can never-
Jake.
This is Jake.
I thought
okay.
Jake Paul was the one who
He-
fought Nate Robinson.
He might have, yeah.
and that was the undercard on a Tyson fight.
Yeah,
That's what I
I
thought.
always mix those two up. I can't.
So Jake Paul was like fighting UFC guys who decided they wanted to take a stab at boxing or whatever, and and that jams people up too because I'm not a UFC guy, but those are two different skill sets. I think there's a lot of people who think that a UFC guy could just get in there and box a guy,
Right.
but people who box and people who are in UFC know that that's not the case.
I have a dumb question. You can't kick in boxing, right?
Correct.
Cannot.
Unless
So
it's kickboxing.
boxing is only fists,
Yes.
That's
and
correct.
UFC is like everything.
Mhm.
So I'm curious what these guys are getting paid to do this.
Millions.
I mean, Mike Tyson, back in the day, obviously he's not only gotten older, but he has physically and mentally mellowed. Whereas, like, back in the day, he was just a frigging beast.
Yeah.
Like, you did not want to get around Mike Tyson, right?
So Mike
It
Tyson,
wasn't that long ago we were talking about him punching that dude in the face on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't 100 years ago. That was like 3-4 years ago.
Mike Tyson his net worth is estimated around $10 million. So
It's a lot of money.
it's a lot of money, but when you had $100 million at one point,
Yeah, no, I get it. But I mean, the guy can't. I don't know. Was he live in Vegas? I don't know where the guy lives, but I can't imagine the guy's. Well, hell, if Netflix that's got deep pockets goes, we want to pay to do this, you'll train and you'll go do it.
yeah, at one point he's worth $300 million,
$300 million. Well, there you go.
and they say that it could have been as much as $685 million.
What'd he blow it on?
Lots of stuff. He bought tigers and stuff. He just was mismanaged.
Yeah, everybody knows you're supposed to rent tigers.
Mhm.
So stupid.
Lease them at least.
Yes, with an option to buy. Southington, Ohio is what somebody said. Southington is where his house is. He lived in Ohio because he could own exotic animals here.
Ah.
Okay. It's now a church, someone says.
Oh.
Okay. He made millions in that Roy Jones Jr. fight. He's far from broke. Well, like Bill said, 10 is okay.
Yeah.
You know, we'd all jump
Not
for $10
saying
million.
he's
But
broke. I'm saying he's
compared to what he was.
from what he had, he's definitely mismanaged the money over the years.
I'm just saying what Mike Tyson has doesn't go away with age. You can refine it, and you're not going to be like you were when you were 27 years old.
You're not gonna be as fast.
Right, but you also have
But
to.
you're still Mike Tyson.
But are you gonna go out there and just knock a guy out, or are you gonna put on like a show? And every time I've watched one of these fights, it seems like it's not. It seems more like they're just sparring.
They're playing around?
Yeah, like I mean, Mayweather versus Logan. I was like, Mayweather is Logan. It looked like a work. It looked like they're just like, we're gonna try and make everybody think we're really going at each other, but it didn't seem.
Right,
that
but boxing
authentic to me.
fans can suss that out, right? Like I would watch something like that and I go, oh, it looks like they're having fun or doing whatever. I'm no boxing scientist. The sweet science, as they call it. I don't know watching that, but I would think a lot of people who are way into boxing would watch it and go, oh, these guys are just dancing.
Well, I think that's what they said about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if Jake Paul knows what he's getting himself into with Mike Tyson, Obviously, that's a marquee name, as putting it lightly. But I don't know. I guess it's interesting. Hey, Dick.
Yes.
What's up?
Hey, I just want to let you know that Mike Tyson's home is out east in Orwell, Ohio. And the reason he chose that place is his trainer for years and years was right here from the west side of Cleveland, Richie Giacchetti. And Giacchetti trained him out there for years and years.
So that's why he was out there, right? He goes,
Yeah,
hey,
Orwell.
come out here and we'll get you in shape. And, was this
Right, exactly.
was this after his peak or at his peak?
No, that was on, well, from the time he started the peak until well after his peak, yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, he was out there, I'm going to say probably 10 years, I would think.
Okay.
Yeah, but the house fell into disrepair. He quit paying the taxes, and the county foreclosed on it. Now it's just a big dump. That's all it is.
Did they have to clean out the tiger cages?
I think they were probably empty by then.
Oh, they all died. He sold them to Joe Exotic at that point.
Something, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. Orwell, Ohio, and Rich Giacchetti was his trainer.
Giacchetti. Okay, thank you. There's Dick calling in from the great city of Cleveland, Ohio. Alan Jake Paul's no dummy. He will have a bunch of stuff written into his contract so he doesn't get himself hurt. Now, how does that work? Written into his contract? Yeah, you can't hit me in the face. What's a rider in a boxing contract? I want to fight Mike Tyson, but I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah, that's
Is
what
that
I
a
would
thing?
say too.
That's a thing?
I guess so.
But you're going to get in a boxing ring with Mike Tyson.
Right, for entertainment purposes only.
But even to the untrained eye, you're going to look
Listen-
at something like that and go, these guys are not doing anything.
But people buy into the hype because
really?
the Paul brothers know how to work that crowd. I've never paid for any of their fights, but a lot of people have, and they say, "Oh, this is going to be good." I mean, I remember when they had the one that was here at the Q, and people were going crazy at that thing. They were walking downtown, saw like thousands and thousands of people that were excited for that fight, and it just was meh.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But that's just all. I mean,
Hype is everything to people.
no, I understand, but isn't he hyping it to his crowd?
Yes.
People who know him from YouTube and
Right,
stuff,
but
you know,
he's-
not like
But it doesn't matter.
But it
not
doesn't
like
matter. And also all the people
boxing
that
fans. I
but
mean,
But
boxing
this
fans
is not for boxing
this is-
fans.
it's not.
people want to
No.
see him get knocked out, and they'll be like, "Well, maybe this will be the time that he gets hit real hard because it's Mike Tyson." And I guarantee it's going to be similar to the Floyd Mayweather fight where they just kind of hit each other a little bit, but no one's going to go crazy.
Oh, so he's kind of trolling people like, hey, I might get my block knocked off.
Of course.
Okay.
But he's going to talk a bunch of crap and hype up the fight, and people are going to buy into it, and so it's going to
Yeah, but
do
I
record
also,
numbers.
but I thought he wanted to be seen as a legit boxer.
Right. And that's what he says, but then he doesn't legit box. If he wanted
Oh.
to be a legit boxer, you go and fight boxers and work your way up through the circuit.
Right, but
He's
how
not
long?
doing
Well,
that.
that's my point. How long can you keep doing that?
I
and
don't
people
know.
before
I
people
was-
bail.
I was onto the grift pretty early on. I don't see why these other people keep going for it, but they do.
Wow.
And
All right.
honestly, and it's like you said, it's on Netflix. I already have Netflix, so I'll probably turn it on.
Yeah. July 20th. Live from Dallas, Texas.
I don't have to
The
pay it.
Metroplex.
Now, if they have any stipulation where you have to pay extra for it, then I'm out. But if it's just on Netflix, I'll see what all the hubbub is about. But I'm not going to be that invested. I'm not going to make any bets on it or anything.
Right. Now, people are saying you watch those current Tyson training videos. This guy's still a monster. So,
Right, but
Yeah, I don't know.
is he gonna
Is
actually
he gonna unleash like that?
unleash like that? And that's what I don't think is gonna happen. I don't think he's gonna go full Tyson on him. I think it's gonna be.
but you got to get,
patty
listen,
cake.
you got to, hype is everything. But
Hype is
you-
everything.
You
Everybody
also have
booed
to,
at the end.
but
at
you
the-
also have to give people a little bit of what they want.
Not even though, because all I ever see about these fights is that they're not that entertaining or they're not that good, and people keep coming back or they keep getting money. Tyson's a huge name. It's gonna get people pulled in.
I mean, I'll assume they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean the Mayweather fight and Logan Paul fight ended with the crowd booing and them feeling like this was a waste of our time and money, and I feel like that's how people react to most of these fights, and they keep going back.
Hey, Ellen.
Hey there.
Hi.
How are you guys?
What's going on?
I hear you talk about Tyson. I wanted to let you know I'm down here from Lorraine. My aunt was the first professional boxing judge in Ohio, Kathy Vanderpool. She had Tyson raising gold gloves.
good for you.
And Tyson has some stool pigeons. He used to raise. He had these people raising pigeons for him. Talk about exotic animals.
I do remember
Got
that.
birthday
I do remember
caramel.
I do remember the Tyson pigeons thing. He was kind of getting back in touch with nature.
Maybe that's where he learned how to bite the ear off or something because he got pecked so many times. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, he was.
But the
a
bird,
stud
but
as
the
a-
bird
as
isn't
a
called.
Golden Glove.
Is the bird's not called a stool pigeon, isn't it? I thought that was like,
No.
No,
It's
okay.
just a pigeon.
yeah.
But I imagine he was trying to train them to do whatever it is they're famous to do.
To rat on people.
Stool.
Yeah, I get it. He was trying to teach them to be police
Exactly.
informers.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when my aunt was getting ready to go, when they started out with the from boxing and going into Tough Man, she hated judging Tough Man, and that's what they put her into with Cleveland. And we didn't get the good boxing matches here for a long time. In Cleveland, anyway. They were all, like you said, Vegas and everywhere else. So that's all I wanted to tell you.
All right.
Guys,
Thank
there's
you, Ellen.
conversation going on.
I appreciate it. Thank you. There's Ellen out there in Lorraine, who's
Lorraine, you
mom
say.
was her mom was a judge.
I'm gonna be in Lorraine on Saturday.
You gonna go see Ellen?
I hope Ellen comes and sees me.
Oh.
BillSquire.com, Uniontown Provision, Saturday, 7 p.m. Get your tickets.
I'm going to take a break. If you want to send me a text, 35192. I'll have Cavs tickets for you a couple of weeks away, Wednesday the 20th. They're going to play the Heat, Jeromo Fijo. Put you in a pal there. I'll throw in that $100 gas card to Circle K, too. You get that strapped onto whatever I give away otherwise today. And we'll be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere